So he did it. He just revoked the Civil Rights Act of 1965, put in place by President Lyndon B. Johnson.
So what I learned today is a lot of y'all you don't care about your history. You don't care about the people that made sacrifices for you to be able to be where you are today, to be able to do the things that you're able to do, to be able to have the opportunities that you're able to have. You don't care about it.
Blacks for Trump. Get y'all ass in here. Are you proud of yourselves? You feeling good about yourself now?
I'm going to try to stay calm, but I'm not. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you, my lovelies, are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to my people that continuously give support to me on here, I do appreciate you so very much and I don't take any of you for granted. To my members, shout out to you for exclusively supporting the channel. I do appreciate you guys as well. Today we have a sad one to look at. And these are reactions of black people after realizing that the current president, just a few days in office, literally revoked the Civil Rights Act of 1964. And this really has a lot. And it also has a lot of other clarifications to make. So I hope we watch this and come back and talk about it.
So he did it. He just revoked the Civil Rights Act of 1965, put in place by President Lyndon B. Johnson. So they can discriminate against race, gender, sexual orientation, religion. They could do all of that. They have the right to do it. Him getting back in office was not for the greater good. He came back, and he came back with a vengeance. If you are a person of color and if you voted for him because you can resonate with him, you can sit here and you're gonna get low gas and groceries, which when that goes into place, it'll be under Biden's tax plan. I just want to let you know that when he was doing real estate, people that look like me and you, he didn't want to serve us. So everything that our ancestors fought for, everything that Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Shirley Chisholm, Jesse Jackson, everything that they fought for has been dismantled because you didn't want a woman to run this country. So thank you. Thank you. You have set us 100 years back. It is going to be a long 4 years. Y'all do not know what you guys have done. It wasn't just about the illegal immigrants that's in this country. It wasn't about that. He came back and he came back with the vengeance. And you guys just gave it to him. Right there. So thank you.
So what I learned today is a lot of y'all you don't care about your history. You don't care about the people that made sacrifices for you to be able to be where you are today, to be able to do the things that you're able to do, to be able to have the opportunities that you're able to have. You don't care about it. I just got off the phone with my mom, who just got off the phone with her mom, my grandmother, who she had to console because she was boo-hoo crying, and my mom didn't realize why. My grandmother was crying because she had saw the news that the orange man in charge had just put an executive order to repeal the Equal Opportunity Employment Act of the Civil Rights Act of 1965. Now, understand, you know, was in, before that executive order was placed, that stood for over 50 years. An employer could literally tell you to your face, well, I'm sorry, I don't hire black people. I don't hire women. And no consequences. They could literally be just that discriminatory towards people. And the reason that it upset my grandmother so much is because she remembers my great grandmother and great grandfather, her parents, the sacrifices, the marching, the hard working, the speaking out and trying to help change, trying to help get these opportunities for us, and the sacrifices these people made to their own families, not being around their families sometimes because they were fighting for the good of us as a people, as a whole. And all this time later to see what you might think is trivial, what you might think is small, to see something that they worked, sacrificed, clawed, and scratched for be taken away by the stroke of a pen. And all because a few of us, not saying a lot of us, a few of us, because it was 92% and 80%. But every one of us counts. And a few of us decided a little bit of money was more important than preserving our history, than preserving the things that we fought for, to be able to have opportunities in this place. It's just sad, man. It's sad that, you know, the further we get away from those times, the further our elders pass away and leave this world, and we aren't taught the things we need to be taught, and the knowledge isn't passed on to us. The further we get from that, the more and more easily it's going to be for us for things to roll back and go back in that direction. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but hey, man, just gotta keep grinding, keep fighting a good fight, and you know, look for better days, work towards better days. But that's man, just hearing my mom and knowing that hurt my grandmother like that it's crazy, man. Yeah, we gotta do better. As a whole, we gotta do better.
I'm going to try to stay calm, but I'm not. But I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck J.D. Vance. Fuck Elon Musk. Fuck everybody who considers himself a Republican or a conservative. Fuck every Supreme Court justice. Fuck every Democrat who's weak and ineffectual. Fuck every black person who refuses to pick up a fucking book and learn anything. Fuck every black person who doesn't know their history. Fuck everybody who voted for Donald Trump. Fuck everybody who said, well, I didn't know who was the better option, so I just didn't show up. How the fuck do you not know who's the better option? There was one viable option. Only one candidate was qualified. Fuck every single one of you Palestinian Americans who told us to vote for Jill Stein and told other people to sway the vote so that Kamala wouldn't get it so Donald Trump could, so he could turn Gaza into a fucking parking lot. Fuck all of you. You voted against your best interest. Fuck all of you Hispanic people and Latino people who voted for this man thinking that you weren't going to be a victim of mass deportation. I hope you guys get exactly what you voted for. I really do. And I don't give a fuck about you or your bloodline. I really don't. We tried to tell y'all. We told you over and over again. But I'm so pissed off, especially the black people who didn't give a fuck, because this man was given the green light to basically reverse everything that our ancestors fought for. And now all of us who actually give a fuck about our people are going to have to fight to do that work again. Fuck every single one of you.
So I felt I had a responsibility to talk about a topic that is I'm passionate about and is near and dear to my heart. And I know that there has been a lot of misinformation about this Executive Order 11246. So if you haven't heard anything about it, or if you're unfamiliar with this executive order, this is basically an executive order that was implemented during the Lyndon B. Johnson administration in September of 1965. And then basically it just required affirmative action and ensuring that federal contractors were prohibited from engaging in discriminatory practices based on race, color, ethnicity, sex, sexual orientation, or other protected statuses applicable by law. And so one thing that the Trump administration has done within these last 24 to 48 hours was rescind this executive order avoiding those protections. And now Trump and his team has decided that the federal agencies and federal contractors should not be engaging in discussions about diversity, equity, inclusion in their policies or hiring employment decisions, and neither should they be engaging in any affirmative action efforts. But it begs the question, like, what is the aim and true goals of the Trump administration as it relates to this? Who are they trying to target in the federal workforce as it relates to this? The whole point of affirmative action is to ensure that people have opportunities to those positions that were once denied to them, especially as it relates to women and minorities. And so if we don't have protections in place as it relates to that, it leaves people like women and minorities vulnerable to discriminatory practices at the hands of federal agencies or federal contractors. So yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen as it relates to potential litigation surrounding the Trump and his team and these executive orders. But I do want to inform people that you still have federal protections as employees under the Civil Rights Act of 1964 under Title VII, which basically prohibits employers from engaging in any discriminatory practices based on an employee's race, color, or other protected statuses applicable by law, especially as it relates to hiring and employment decisions. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys understand not only the executive order of 11246, but also your rights under federal civil rights law, as well as anti-discrimination laws. So I hope that I was able to inform you about these two concepts. If I misspoke about anything that I shared with you, I invite anyone to help clarify what I spoke about or to elaborate further on the discussion. But please comment, and I hope to have a respectful conversation about what this looks like. And yeah, I'm curious to see what these next 4 years hold.
Blacks for Trump. Get y'all ass in here. Are you proud of yourselves? You feeling good about yourself now? Now that your boy done went in there and revoked the Civil Rights Act of 65. Yeah. He just erased the Civil Rights Act. That same act that gave us even footing in the job market. That same act that made them include us in the hiring process in those jobs. Because before the Civil Act was completed, we didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of getting some of the positions that now black people hold. And it's not a hands up. It's not giving an unqualified candidate a chance. It's giving qualified candidates a chance, because the system was set up to always keep them down, to always not include them, to always make sure that you never get on certain levels. Well, that is back. Republicans for Trump, black Republicans for Trump, y'all might as well go ahead and hang them goddamn suits up. Yeah, the suits y'all was swagging in and all y'all little executive positions, all in those presidents and vice presidents and all of that. Get ready. Get ready. Because they're going to snatch those damn positions as well. So you can get ready to put them damn suits in mothballs. Just like all our other rights you guys sold us out for. All those years that our ancestors died, suffered, imprisoned, burnt out of their homes, burnt out of their communities, just to stand up and say, hey, we deserve just as many rights in this country that we built as the palm people do. And because the palm people put it in writing in the Constitution that all Americans are entitled to the American dream, we made them stand up to that and include us in Americans, because, damn it, we are Americans. But thanks to you, Sambos, thanks to you, house niggas, thanks to you, sellouts, selfish, self-centering sellouts, we lost our Civil Rights Act and everything that detailed in that, or everything that entailed in that. We lost it. On his second day, he wiped out our rights. And then I had a Sambo in my comments the other day that I deleted and blocked, talking about why are Americans hating on what's good for America? Donald Trump is great for America. Proud Trump supporter. Well, you proud Trump supporter? You keep that pride when they shove your ass in a lesser position. You keep that pride when you can't walk through certain doors anymore. You keep that pride when they tell you got to sit your ass in the back. You keep that pride when they snatch everything our ancestors fought and gave their life for us to have today. You a bunch of fucking sellouts. You just like those ignorant slaves that turned in other slaves for a hot biscuit, for an extra fucking hot biscuit. Those are your ancestors. Those are the ones you came from. It's showing up. Your spirit says it all, baby. You just like them fucking sellouts back in the day. So I hope whatever is coming our way, I hope you fools on the front line you sit up and took the word of a man that has shown disdain for black people his entire life. Y'all shucked and jived and grinned up in that motherfucker's face and talked down to your own people. For what? How much longer you think you're going to be making them six figures? How much longer you think you're going to be able to hold them titles? Because it was only the Civil Rights Act that gave you those opportunities to get those titles. Because the white people were not going to allow you on that level. Qualified or not, degree or not, experience or not, they weren't going to let your ass in that door. And you fuckers just went out and slammed the door on us. Are you proud? You still feeling good? Is that tax cut you gonna get now, is that as sweet as it was before we just lost our damn rights? Before he just took them from us? It took us to 1965 to get in writing that we have equal rights, that we are equal citizens, that we are equal Americans. It took to 1965 to get that. And in 2 days it's gone. You have helped him push us back to Jim Crow. I want you to feel real good about that. I want all that pride, all that gusto, all that testosterone y'all had walking around here talking about blacks for Trump. I want you to keep that same energy when they got you shining his goddamn shoes. I want you to keep that same energy when these cops come out here and bash your damn head in, if not blow your brains out. You keep that same pride for Trump supporter energy. I want that to be on your headstone. Here lies a proud Trump supporter who was killed by a cop who Trump gave complete immunity. I want all that shit on your headstone. When you out here in these streets because you have lost everything, and don't think it can't happen. When you go to work and they tell you your job is no longer available, that we no longer have a need for this position, and they're only telling you that to wipe you out, reestablish the position and give it to a white man. Where your ass gonna be? Blacks for Trump? You still feeling good about getting that little tax cut on them little funky money? You still feeling good? Or what else was he supposed to give y'all? I'm sorry, I don't know what y'all hell was. Oh, I know. Y'all feel good because he saying anybody paying child support can carry the child during the year. Can carry the child on their taxes at the end of the year. That's an even swap out for you. I'm trying to figure out, what was it that he had that was so brass and shiny that it made you turn your back on your entire race? Whatever it is, you better hold to it so tight. You better hold to it so dear that it's going to get you through these next years that this man has planned for us. And as you can see coming out the pipe, they're not good plans. So whatever it is, you walking around here with your swag and boasting Donald Trump and you got all that shit in your car windows, whatever it is, you better hope that shit can sustain you for what he finna put on you. Because you have nobody but you. Everybody that knows you voted for Trump, as far as we concerned, you are Trump. We have no empathy. We have no sympathy. We will not be standing on the sidelines cheering for you or rooting for you or marching for you. You guys are sellouts. And sellouts are on their own. You are no longer part of our community. So good luck. Because we don't have your back on this one.
The clarifications have been made in here, but to be honest, it does not make that much of a difference, because if you start picking within an act one thing that you feel like should not really make sense and therefore should be changed, that tells us what you exactly think about the whole act. To be honest, if you think about it deeply, this man just brought back segregation and discrimination in workspaces. That means any employer has every other right to tell you to your face that I don't hire black people, that I don't hire women. This excuses each and everything because it's legal now. Segregation is legal. And it is so sad that people did not get this. It's so sad that people prior to this did not look into the history to imagine what is coming in the next 4 years. I do not see anybody coming after him and trying to make things right. Hopefully there is. But what is going to be happening in these next 4 years is going to be a hell of a ride. And that is very sad. You realize that the Equal Employment Act that is within the Civil Rights Act, right, was not just beneficial to Black people. Because even women were facing it hard. They were, workplaces would, or any employer would be like, I don't hire women. So even women had to struggle to get employed. And it's not just women, but even minorities, people of color, the Hispanics that voted for him, even some native Indians that actually voted for him. There's something that he signed, which I don't know if I should talk about it right here. Or maybe we should just stick to this. I will talk about that as a separate thing. It is very much shocking to see this. I watched this shaking. Because even me who is in Africa, I know that for sure, maybe there's not been that much equality. Of course, discrimination has been there, but at least a Black person, if they had to be discriminated against, at least you could maybe sue the agency or any employer for discriminating against you. Where are you going to run to right now that it is legal to discriminate against you? Lots of people that support him are saying, no, that's not exactly what he meant. You guys are just overreacting. That's, it just is what it is. It's just that you guys are blind to see what it really is. Because what people that believe in him and that voted for him believe, they think that this is all about merit and it's not gonna be gender based, it's not gonna be racial based, so it is all about qualifications. But we have seen palm-colored people that bring their resumes when they have been to jail or they have a felony and they get accepted, while Black people that have never been to jail, never served anyone, never ever have any criminal record against them, they get ignored. What is that? Discrimination. So those that are talking about merit, qualifications, it's never been about qualifications. No. What he is trying to do right here is to show you that whatever position you are in as a Black person, you entered it not because you were qualified. That's an insult. That's an insult. That you are not smart enough to be in that position. And if we have to weigh you, to be honest, you do not have the qualifications. Therefore, you should give way to people that have the qualifications, which are supposed to be the palm-colored people. Because apparently, even when they have a criminal record, they are still accepted on a higher percentage than Black people. You realize that, as much as this is the Equal, Opportunity Employment Act that was meant to help Black people get the same equal opportunities like other people and be on the same, level of humanity, right? Yeah, to be honest, lots of these things have not even been benefiting Black people. Affirmative action benefited Asians and palm-colored women. And DEI, it still is been benefiting maybe some other people away from Black people. And I am realizing that whenever there is something that is signed to benefit Black people, to ease it for Black people, it irritates these people. And therefore, they have to do anything to make sure that they take that away. Because to them, how dare you make it so easy for black people to maybe reach the same equal footing that we are on as well? No, we are not equal. It's never been about qualifications. It's always been about race. This same man comes back and he says, you know, these people are taking black jobs away from you. What are the black jobs? I am always going to assume that it's the low-income jobs where black people were supposed to be worked as slaves. That's what I'm assuming. And people don't open their eyes to see this. And if you thought it's only going to be black people that are going to face this rough, women, yeah, employers and agencies had every right to discriminate against them. So for the majority of palm-colored women that voted for this, it's gonna come for you. Yeah, these are the same people that were saying, you know, we want to own you. Now we control you. You still excited? Yeah? The people of color? Yeah? You wanted to vote against this so bad? It's gonna sweep you. If deportation does not get you out, workspaces are going to discriminate against you. So for people that voted for him, thinking you're going to escape deportation, thinking, you know, you're going to have it really good, now is your time to face the consequences of your action. If you thought voting for him is going to make it worse for black people, you're going to be in the same boat. And in this boat, there are different people. There are those that have already been on the sea or on the ocean that know how to survive it. And there are those that are holding on to those that know how to survive it. If you thought you're going to make it worse for black people know how to keep pushing because they've been pushing this entire time. But for you, I have noticed that lots of other people would like anybody to come and dismantle anything that has been beneficial to black people. They bundle up with them palm-colored supremacists to make it worse for black people. Not knowing that before black people fought for these rights and freedoms, they were also not in any position and space to take up these opportunities. You that voted for him, you will never be them. They will never bring you to the table. But they would rather accept Caucasians that are immigrants, like Elon Musk, to come and give orders to you. Signing this and revoking this means that he is declaring that there has never been racism or discrimination at all in this country. We've all seen each other as equals. We've all treated other people as equals. There is nothing like that. This is an excuse. You know, this has never happened in this country. That's exactly what he did. That this country has never had discrimination at all. Therefore, people should stop using this as an excuse. I can't believe that this just made discrimination and segregation legal. I watched all of this while I was shaking because, to be honest, if he finds something wrong with this act, that means he finds a problem with the entire act. I can only imagine how far he can go to make sure he brings everything else down that is meant to help black people. That's my only worry. And I hear and I feel the pain of each and every black person in here that was just heartbroken to see this happening. But it's not that black people didn't warn you. That's why black people decided we are not marching. Because at the end of the day, there's absolutely nothing we can do to change this. But you, my people, stay safe. Hold on tight. It's gonna be rough. You are smart. None of this that is putting into action right now hasn't been happening to you. I know you've been really, really strong. And those that don't know your strengths, they are about to enjoy the potholes because the ride is gonna be rough and some of them will be lost on the way. Stay strong, protect your own, support black businesses. And if you're landing on the channel for your very first time, please subscribe to the channel. And I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.